We know what Coby White was able to do last season for the Chicago Bulls, and now heading to another season with a lot of changes. We got to see what Coby White is made of. It is now being predicted that Coby White will be the Chicago Bulls leading scorer. You agree? You would disagree? Y'all know we're going to talk about it and break it down, but you got to hear the music first.
Cognac, gang.
Shy Bulls Podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on today's daily episode. If you're tuned in with me today, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well. Now, this report is coming from some of those guys over there from Bleacher Report, pretty much predicting every NBA team's leading scorer for this upcoming season. When they got to the Chicago Bulls, the leading scorer that they predicted will be on the squad is Coby White. I know that some of us is going to ask the question. We're going to look at these people and say, hey, man, what the hell are y'all thinking? You know what I'm saying? And it's rightfully so. We understand that. But nonetheless, that's what it is. Now, is it possible? It is very well possible. But what some of the things that we have to consider is, number one, Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine is out there and could be on revenge tour time. Some people forgot they act like Zach LaVine wasn't a 25, 24 point per game scorer. They acted like my man was just virtually a scrub. You seen all the reports that came out of there pretty much saying teams don't want him. Rightfully so. You might not want the contract, but let's not act like Zach LaVine is a bottom tier player. Let's not act like that. He's not at the top. He's damn sure not at the bottom. He's right there in the middle if we just giving this thing 3 tiers. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that we have to consider. And there was one thing that was also mentioned within this article. What does the outlook look like for Zach LaVine? Will Zach LaVine be around? Because if he is around, in my opinion, that's one person that could be in contention from stopping Coby White for being the team's leading scorer. Now, if Zach LaVine is eventually moved early on, it's up to Coby White to become the Bulls' leading scorer. And here's why. Now, when we talk about Josh Giddey, who's also being mentioned in this, you know what I'm saying? And the guy even went out and said, no one is scared of what Josh Giddey could do. What? I'm just saying. But I will look at Josh Giddey and say, look, this is the guy that's supposed to be facilitating stuff, doing a little bit of everything, while Coby White's mindset should be virtually on putting the ball in the basket. Obviously, he's going to have to play defense. He's going to do other things, probably have some opportunities to initiate some offense. But we know the scoring ability of Coby White is way more dynamic than any other person on this team outside of Zach LaVine. We seen Nikola Vucevic step up to the plate. No, we didn't. I meant wrong on that. We seen Nikola Vucevic when Zach LaVine went down, didn't increase point total, didn't increase rebounds. He virtually stayed the same. So he's not primed for this position. When we talk about Ayo Dosunmu, I do not believe will start for the Chicago Bulls. I do believe that he's going to be the 6th man off the bench, but it's not going to equate to what Coby White is going to have right in front of him. The opportunities that Coby White is going to have in front of him is going to allow him to potentially put up more numbers than Ayo Dosunmu, who I expect to play about 27, 28 minutes per game, while Coby White is going to be upwards of 30. Patrick Williams, we banking on that? That's something I can't do at this particular moment. Do I believe that Patrick Williams has everything in his tool bag? I do. I don't know if Patrick Williams knows that, though. So I'm not picking him to go ahead and be the Chicago Bulls leading scorer over Coby White. I watched teams last season look at Coby White and say, we're going to full court press you. When you get across the half court line, we're going to send double teams your way to get the ball out of your hands and force other guys to beat us. I've seen that. I haven't seen many guys game plan for Patrick Williams. Haven't seen many guys game plan at the extent of a Coby White's game plan as anybody else on the squad. Maybe a DeMar DeRozan, but guess what? DeMar DeRozan is no longer on the squad. No longer on the squad. And that's what we really have to look at when we saying who's going to be this leading scorer of the squad. And one of the things that they was mentioning in this article is that in 2022 to 23, 9.8% of Coby White's field goals attempts were pull-up threes. He only hit 27% of them. Last year, those same shots accounted for 12.3% of Coby White's field goals, and he knocked down 40% of those pull-up jumpers. Now, I know a guy that came in and a guy that's a young bull from Morgan Park, Ayodo Sumu, has been getting better with that pull-up jumper, and we know that he is a monster in transition. But I know what Coby White can do. I seen Coby White light teams up. I seen Coby White go on a consecutive game streak that put him in the conversation with greats, the greatest players of this league, and broke a Chicago Bulls record. So I gotta show him some love up there. I gotta place him at the top of the food chain to say that Coby White will absolutely have a shot to become the team's leading scorer. Again, it only comes down to me, to Zach LaVine. There's nobody else on this team that I'm worried about to become the leading scorer over Coby White. And what does that mean? If Coby White does become the leading scorer for this squad, does he get another shot at the most improved player? Are they going to do that again? Are they going to do that again? Because we watched the most improved player from go out to Tyrese Maxey this past season, but we already knew he was going to be like that. But the year before that was kind of like the coming out party. So should we look at Coby White's last year to where he missed out on a most improved player trophy as his coming out party, and now this year being the year that he garners or receives the award? I think the chances are very likely. Now, it could very well go the other way, but I'm looking at Coby White as being that guy who has everything you want to go out there and place everything. When we talking about getting to the basket, when we talking about shooting the mid-range, when we talking about going out in transition, when it comes to the pull-up three, when it comes to the spot-up three, he has it all in those aspects offensively, and we see him get placed on the heater, and it was hard to take him off until other teams started to really game plan for him. I believe Coby White this offseason understands what the workout plan has to be. Billy Donovan laid that out for us at the end of the season and said that Coby White now knows that since he took a step up, there's going to have to be another level that he's going to have to step up to now that he has the attention of others around the league. It's easy to be the hunter. It's a lot different when you're the hunted. And it is you know what I'm saying, it's a bit extreme, you know what I'm saying? It's okay. But he's now being hunted. Anytime somebody come up and play Chicago, Coby White might be at the top of the list on the game plan. If he's not one, he's definitely going to be number two. Right now, looking at it, they might be strategizing to see how they can neutralize Zach LaVine. And then right after that, it's definitely going to be Coby White on that game plan to see how they can neutralize him. Me, if you act, y'all want to know what's crazy? How dynamic do you think a healthy Zach LaVine will be next to a healthy Coby White? Especially a new and improved Coby White from years past when it was Coby White and Zach LaVine in the starting lineup. We seen a few games last season to where Coby White was in the starting lineup with Zach LaVine, but now things have changed. Things have changed. We didn't know that Coby White was going to explode on the scene that way this past season. So now, if you're looking at Zach LaVine, whether he's going to be here for 10 games, 15 games, 25 games, maybe the end of the season, we just don't know right now. There could very well be a team that gets desperate. But as of right now, Zach LaVine has not played a lot of games with this version of a Coby White. How dynamic do you believe that could be for the Chicago Bulls and Coby White and Zach LaVine? How dynamic do you think it could be? Because I remember a few years ago, the first year of DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, both of these guys averaged, I believe, 25 and 24 points respectively. They both were in the top 10 of scorers in their first season together. Now with a new and improved Coby White, what would the numbers look like for him and Zach LaVine? And when we talk about the game, when you compare Zach and DeMar to Zach and Coby, yes, you had the mid-range guy and a mid-range assassin in DeMar DeRozan, but he lacked the three-point shooting that was necessary to take that duo over the top. When you look at Coby White and you pair him with Zach LaVine, both of these guys are very good shooters from the three-point line. Both of these guys are hella athletic going towards the basket. Those offensive things can result in some positive results if we can get these guys rolling, but it's all going to be predicated on how bought in Zach LaVine is. And on top of seeing how bought in Zach LaVine is, we have to see if Billy Donovan is placing these guys in the right position. I believe if you look at Josh Giddey, he adds on to that. He will not be able to touch the leading scorer, but his impact should be felt well enough to allow other guys to thrive like Zach LaVine and Coby White. And hopefully from those two and the impact from Josh Giddey, it funnels down. And then we talking about Lonzo Ball coming off the bench to offer more opportunities for guys to succeed and more dynamic shooting for the Chicago Bulls. Yes, we looked at some of the percentages like 2 years ago or this past year and said the Bulls as a team didn't shoot terribly. That's because the attempts were low. Now the attempts can go up and we can really, really see what the Chicago Bulls are made of. Just think about Coby White and Zach LaVine, 220-plus point game per scorers every single night coming your way. It can be exciting. I don't know how many wins are going to come out of this. I don't know what the end result is going to come out of this because things change in the NBA. Players get hurt. Sometimes players don't mesh well. Sometimes the coach stinks. We are already questionable about the coach that we have, but what it looks like on paper is that Zach LaVine and Coby White are primed to be a dynamic duo right now. We shall see what it turns into. We really shall see. And I don't know if it's any other guys that can come in between that on this squad. I think guys should just fall the hell in line and let these two dynamic scorers lead the way. Lead the way. And the other guys become stars in their role. Nikola Vucevic ain't getting better. P. Will, we don't know. Josh Giddey, we need the consistency. And everybody else got to fall in line. Jalen Smith, you ready to fight for your position? We shall see. We shall see. But that is it for me today, ladies and gentlemen. Look, let me know down below who you believe the Chicago Bulls leading scorer will be. I have Coby White. If Zach LaVine is not traded, if Zach LaVine is still on the squad, I'm going with Zach LaVine being a leading scorer. If Zach LaVine is moved early, it's going to be Coby White. Let me know your thoughts below. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. And if you want to be a part of the mailbag episode that is going to happen tomorrow, you still have time to get your voicemail in. Call the number 773-242-9219. State your name, leave your take on anything Chicago Bulls. You will be on the episode tomorrow. Thank y'all so much, Bulls Nation. Always see red. Y'all already know. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.
Cognac. Gang.